The world of Final Fantasy XIV is home to many different races of varying cultures, beliefs, traditions, and heritages. Some short in stature, others quite large in terms of both bone and muscular structure. One of these races, known for its long ears, leporine features, and unique culture, is known as the Viera. The Viera are not an unfamiliar race in Final Fantasy. Having first made their appearance in Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, they are quite popular among fans of the franchise. The term Viera is also used in the real world, a Slavic word meaning faith and an Italian word meaning ring. In Final Fantasy XIV, the word Viera itself means people of the wood, and a Viera child is referred to as a kit. Their most prominent physical feature is their long ears, enabling them to hear a great distance away, although they are said to have heightened senses overall. According to some records, this feature allows them to sense changes in the weather and the movement of all creatures in the environment they inhabit. The lifespan of a Viera is approximately 3 times that of an average hearer, and can extend well beyond 2 centuries. They grow up as normal, but upon reaching adulthood after 13 summers, their physical aging slows down, and they retain their youthful appearance until old age. The gender of Viera isn't determined at birth. It is something that develops during adolescence, which happens around the age of 13 to 15. Approximately 70 to 80% of them develop as female. As such, their societal structure is predominantly matriarchal. It is customary for young males to depart the village, whereas older males will train them in the skills required to defend themselves and the village they inhabit. There exist many different tribes among the Viera across the continents and worlds. Some have completely different nomenclature and appearance when compared to others. The Viera that inhabit the forests of Golmore Jungle are known as the Rava and live by a strict code called the Green Word that forbids them from interacting with the outside world apart from only the direst of circumstances. Those few who do leave to explore abroad are exiled from their former society, never allowed to return. They are also extremely reticent when it comes to sharing their tribal lore. Thus, research into their linguistic society remains unclear and incomplete. With skin as fair as the snow-capped mountains towering above, the Viera known as the Vina make their home in the forest lining the southwestern foothills of the Skate Range. Like the members of their sister clan, the Vina live as hunters and gatherers, laboring not only to protect the woods, but also to nurture them. As the winds of war swept up a number of those who left their mountain homes, many such hardened hunters chose to set out for the distant shores of Eorzea. In the alternate world of the first, the Viera are known as the Vis. Most live in Fanau, a village in the Raktika Greatwood, as caretakers for the ruins of the lost empire of Ronka. Others venturing out from the forest to explore what little remains of the first. Much of the culture from the Viera of the Source is retained in the Vis culture itself, from being a matriarchal society and excluding males from their villages, to said villages being formed around massive trees linked by suspended paths. On the western continent of Tyrol, the Shitona, as Viera are called there, mainly live in northern Zak'Tyrol. Yasulani is the name of the region they inhabit, and, like Dalmascan Viera, the Shitona villages are primarily the home of the women. Men travel between villages and father families in each with different women, visiting those families as they return to the villages with passing of seasons. Shitona that choose to live in cities may still decorate their homes with natural items like plants and stones to cleanse it and keep in tune with nature. The Rava and Vina clans share many traditions, naming practices among them. Thus, a Viera's forename is not indicative to the clan to which she belongs. Rather, it is the lifestyle she leads that determines whether she bears a forest or city forename. Traditional Viera forenames given at birth are also referred to as forest names, as they are used by those Viera still residing in their homeland, which, in the case of the Rava, is the Golmore Jungle, or the forest skirting the Skate Range for the Vina. Forest names resemble real-world Scandinavian names and are pronounced similarly. In the names Thea and Noira, for instance, the J sounds more like an English I. Furthermore, in keeping with the aforementioned tradition, the majority of Viera who choose to leave their homes and strike out in the wider world also adopt new city names to mark their parting from the traditional Viera way of life. These names are often inspired by the names of other races they encounter, or simply things that they like, such as Cherry or Morning Glory, and so vary widely between individuals. Incidentally, Fran is one such name. Common names include
Rui, Shara, Reina, Rael, Beyoncé, Ariam, Quili, Isera, Yurhi, Venaze, Ukina, Sonia, Sleisa, Kestra, Petra.
In the Viera Forest homeland, surnames are taken from the name of the village of one's birth. As many female Viera remain in the same forest that they were born, they tend to keep their childhood surnames throughout their lives. However, as with forenames, surnames are generally discarded or replaced once one chooses to venture out into the wider world, as a means of symbolizing the severing of ties with one's homeland. Thus, the majority of female Viera abroad, as well as most male Viera, do not make use of their original surnames. Though female Viera may choose their new surnames, male Viera typically take the same surname as the elder male under whom they train upon first leaving their village. The conventions for such surnames vary by clan, but in all cases mark their bearers as noble guardians of the wood. Common Rava surnames include
Hiscares, Eruit, Camoa, Muscadet, Atoel, Busnu, Dei Ichla, Fith, Golmar, Iriut.
Common Vina surnames include
Lesrekta, Arda, Imir, Bosco, Guchuma, Kisne, Tep, Paharo, Murut.
Male Rava inhabit the forest surrounding the village in which the female members of their clan reside, forming a sort of perimeter in defense of both the wood and its people. They believe that their purpose is to maintain the natural balance of the 6 elements in their dual polarities, to ensure harmony between the 12 aspects that comprise our star and the heavens above. In accordance with this philosophy, each Rava surname begins with a syllable to represent either the celestial realm, Dijiti, or the worldly realm, Ru, followed by a word that represents one elemental aspect within it. It is believed that those sharing a realm or an element possess a bond that grants them insight into another's minds, and as such, are wont to join forces when the need for collaboration arises. Further, rumors suggest that the Rava consider it necessary that all 12 different surnames be present among the Wood Warders' ranks at any given time to ensure the forest's safety, and, should any be unaccounted for, will rename a member with a close affinity to said surname to fill the spot. Male Rava surnames include
Rev Nong, DJT Nong, Rev Maruk, DJT Maruk, Rev Bidit, DJT Bidit, Rev Divre, DJT Divre, Rev Gilda, DJT Gilda, Rev Setlas.
In the mountainous region inhabited by the Vina, villages are frequently enveloped by heavy snows. A male Vina's surname marks him as an integral, albeit small, part of this landscape, combining references to snow crystals with the word Wesith, guardian. However, as the snowflake-based themes employed and the number of surnames in use differ from village to village, the examples below should be considered only a small sampling of the possibilities. Unlike the Rava, the Vina are not known to regard their wood warders as sharing any particular affinities or bonds due to their surnames. Male Vina surnames include
Shadar Vesefi, Jigne Vesefi, Mona Vesefi, Huol Vesefi, Ornid Vesefi, Kufis Vesefi, Foise Vesefi, Ubmua Vesefi, Kopich Vesefi, Raube Vesefi, Fite Vesefi, Geje Vesefi.
As you can see, the Viera have a long and storied history among all their tribes, with a few new ones being discovered as of Dawn Trail. It's a sure bet that there's more out there to add to the history's textbooks. May they continue to thrive and flourish in this new world.